What's going on, everybody? Anthony here with Apex, back again with another video. Today we're going to be talking trimmer line. So when it comes to trimmer line, you can get tons of different versions. You can get round, you can get square, you can get diamond, you can get triangle, you can get twisted. I mean, there's so many gimmicky lines out there. But when, in the end, the most common one you see commercial guys using is round type. So when you're using a line trimmer, you have to think about how the line is coming in contact. Normally, it's usually with the tip of the line first, and then the rest will kind of, sometimes depending on how you're cutting. If you're just burying it, obviously you're going to use the whole thing. And in that case, it's still spinning so fast that the line is going to do the job no matter the shape. But not only that, most people most trimmers are cut with the actual tip of the line. So as soon as you touch any surface with the tip of this line, it's going to fray and it's going to become round. So if you're going to be using like a twisted type, kind of like this one here, then like I said, once you start touching grass, it turns into a smooth line or a round type. So when it comes to trimmer line, what I recommend is just using good old-fashioned round type. If you're using, Steel brand or Echo, any quality brand of trimmer, you're going to be wanting to use 095. When you get into the lower end stuff like the Troy belts and everything, they might use 0.085 or 0.080. You're going to use a smaller line because the engine doesn't have the power. So when it comes to line, the thickness does matter. That's what she said. But when it comes to line, thickness also creates drag. So if you don't have a machine that's able to power through with the line because of the thicker line, then you have to use a thinner line. So what that means is, like Steel and Echo, they have the power, or Husqvarna, some of the Husqvarna stuff, have the power to be able to turn a thicker line. Most common used line is 0.095. That's what I have in front of me here. And that is the most common line you will find on pretty much any name brand piece of equipment. And it's standard line. Like I said, when you get into the lower end, like the Troy belts, the Cub Cadets, just the lower end stuff, you have to run a thinner line because it doesn't have enough power to turn that thicker line. Okay, so another thing that I wanted to go over is the length of the line. A lot of these guys take these guards off, and what all it's doing is just increasing the RPM, which is increasing the horsepower a little bit, but you're going to lose out on torque. So as soon as you touch grass or touch any sort of resistance, it's going to die on its face, because it's not going to have the torque to spin it. The machines are made to run with about 6 inches of line. That's where the blade cuts the line. So if you're running with 6 inches, that's where it's optimal torque and optimal horsepower. So don't take your guards off is what I would recommend, unless you're using it for edging as well, but edging driveways and sidewalks and stuff like that. You can use it for that, but honestly, keep the guards on them. It helps regulate the size of the line to where the power output is max. Okay, now let's talk about how to cut with your line. So what most people do is they like so the wall's like this, and when they're cutting with their trimmer, they're going to put this head so close to the wall. And so what's happening is you want to be cutting with the tip of the line. What is happening is when people are cutting, they're cutting with the side of the line. So they're cutting literally with this, because you got to think about it. When it's turning, the line is basically bending over. And so what's happening is when they touch the wall, they're actually cutting with the middle of the line. And people are like, why does my line keep breaking so fast? Why do I keep running through string line and trimmer line? Why? And this is what we explain to our customers, is that when you use a line trimmer, you want to cut with the end of the line. It's very important to make your line last longer, and to where you don't have to keep spooling these things, because we all know it's pretty much a pain to spool these things, no matter if you have a speed feed or whatever. Okay, so we talked about the size of the line, the different shapes of the line. We talked about how to cut with the line, so using the tip. Now let's talk about, hydrating the line. So what a lot of people will do, and I've seen it work myself, is you take your line and you actually throw it into a bucket of water and let it soak. What that's going to do is you got to think about it. When you buy a line, it's been sitting in a box, it's been sitting at a warehouse, it's been sitting for a long time, so that line becomes brittle. And what the water's going to do, it's going to hydrate this line and make it more elastic to where it's more flexible and pliable. And so when you're leaving it on the truck and it's sitting out in the sun getting sun-baked, your line is going to break and you're going to be running through the line a lot faster. So take a bucket of water, soak your line in it overnight. If you're leaving on the truck, make sure it's in a shaded part of the truck, maybe in a toolbox of some sort, but don't leave your line out in the open, in the elements, to where it's getting beat up by the sun and rain and cold and hot, so always hydrate your line. Like I said, even if you leave it in the bucket all the time, it won't hurt the line. It makes it more elastic, makes it more pliable, because you think about it, if you take something that's flexible, it can flex, but once you put something that's rigid and you try to make it flex, it's obviously going to break. So that's all my tips for you guys on trimmer line, and hopefully, this helps somebody, or, if it did, hit the like button. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe. If you're watching on TikTok, hit the like button as well. But follow me on all my channels. I'll keep giving you guys great tips, but that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. We'll catch you guys next time.